The Brooklyn Bridge is in New York City. It spans between Brooklyn and Lower Manhattan over the East River.
To ease the crossing of the East River from Manhattan to Brooklyn. Brooklyn was still developing while Manhattan was becoming densely populated, which was a cause for easier crossing than a ferry. John Roebling in 1855 proposed a suspension bridge over the East River because of the frustration the Atlantic Avenue Fulton Street ferry. He proposed the idea and was met with relatively no opposition. The Brooklyn Bridge allows for easy transport of goods and services across the East River regardless of the weather conditions. It also aided in the development of Brooklyn and a solution to overcrowding in Manhattan.
This bridge was designed to have footings underwater, so workers built airtight boxes to be put on the riverbed. These were called caissons. Workers used shovels and dynamite to get to bedrock. After bedrock was hit, workers laid the granite for the towers.
In 1870, the cost to build was $15.1 million. In today's world, the cost to make that bridge would be $270 billion.
Benefits. Allows for quick travel between Manhattan and Brooklyn for people and goods. It allowed Brooklyn to become part of Greater New York. Negatives. At the time, the bridge was the longest bridge to ever be made, had to withstand the harsh conditions, and was extremely expensive to build. It took 2.5 times the amount predicted to build the bridge. Many workers died and many more had injuries. Most of the underwater workers got the bends.
The completion of the Brooklyn Bridge has had a critical impact on New York City. Since 1883, its granite towers and steel cables have offered a safe and scenic passage to millions of commuters and tourists, trains and bicycles, pushcarts and cars. Now more than 125 years old, this iconic feature of the New York City skyline still carries roughly 150,000 vehicles and pedestrians every day.
In 1867, the New York State Legislature chartered a company to build a bridge across the East River. At the time, Brooklyn was an independent city, separate from New York City. The bridge was completed in 1883 in a ceremony that was presided over by President Chester A. Arthur and New York Governor Grover Cleveland. This event started the process for consolidation of New York City. In 1894, Brooklyn residents voted by a slight majority to join with Greater New York. This referendum took effect in 1898.